I was played many times coming here. People talk about online dating and online relationships, sending money to girls and supporting a girl. I did all that.
Tricking, can you say tricking? Say tricking.
Tricking?
There you go.
Tricking?
I actually had a conversation with a guy over coffee one time, and he asked me, he says, Paul, what if we had a heart attack right now? I said, we'd die. However, I had a heart attack once in the States, and within 6 minutes I was in the hospital, and within 16 minutes I was on the table, and before 30 minutes passed I had a stent. So there you have it.
My question for you is, how do you know the real one from the Milli Vanilli? Because they're all sweet in the beginning, but how do we tell people out there that want to find a Filipino wife, how do we know the difference between a scammer and the real deal Holyfield? Okay. Because I want to make sure you guys know that this is, are they in the shot? Go out. Okay, here we go. This, you guys, is what paradise looks like. These gentlemen have 30-year plus gap relationships with women that love them, that take care of them. Age is not a factor and they love each other. But I'm going to put these guys on the spot while their women are here. They don't know what I'm going to ask them, but I'm going to put them on the spot. Thailand versus the Philippines.
Yeah.
Who has the more beautiful women? Wait, where you going? Where you going? I'm the Travel OG, and I traded in my Hollywood lifestyle for the sexy beaches of Pattaya, Thailand. Zoom to Thailand with your man, Richie Mack. The Travel OG. Hey, what's going on, you guys? Zoom to Thailand in the building, man. I am so lucky. I got two OGs from the Philippines, and we're sitting up here. We're going to have a little man conversation. We're going to find out things about the Philippines. I have a thing called Thailand versus the Philippines. This man has been to Thailand. This man has not. But we're going to get to the bottom of all of this. We're going to talk about retirement. Who is the right woman to marry? Having a little man-to-man talk. You understand me? Can you please let everybody know who you are, sir?
My name is Paul. I have a channel called Paul in the Philippines, Old Dog, New Tricks.
Old Dog, New Tricks. You hear that? And what's your name, sir?
My name is Mike, and it's Mike's Philippine Retirement. Give a little selfish promotion.
Hey, as you should. So I was lucky enough and blessed enough, El Guapo did an interview with these guys, and these guys were spot on with all the questions. Everything was great, and I sat there and I said, I gotta get a piece of this. I'm gonna start with Paul here.
Uh-oh.
Because Paul was dropping bars on Guap's channel. Paul, let me ask you a question, because you've been to Thailand, right?
Yes, sir.
What is the biggest difference between Thailand and the Philippines?
I'd say the biggest, most obvious is the English. I still have brain damage from trying to drive on the left-hand side of the road.
So they drive on our side out here? Yeah. Okay, see, that's another thing I didn't know. See, they drive on the right side in the Philippines. Thailand, you might as well be in Great Britain somewhere.
Yeah, I'm still in therapy for that. And then I'm a Christian, so that is very, very important to me. The Philippines is a Christian-based country. Thailand, which I love the culture, I love the food, I love the infrastructure, I love the people, but there is a disconnect for me. And there's just sort of a distance that I feel when it came to the male-female relationship, that it would get to 92%, but that other 8% you couldn't close the door on.
Speaking of that, man, we got to give a shout out to
ChristianFilipina.com.
Have you guys heard of ChristianFilipina.com?
I've heard that.
Really? Are you Christian?
Of course.
Are you Filipina?
And I am.
Hey.
Certainly I am.
Are you single?
Oh yeah?
Hey.
Very, very single.
Hey. Would you rather have a man that has Christian values or a man that does not?
Certainly. I would love that.
Okay. We'll say ChristianFilipina.com.
ChristianFilipina.com.
Hey. All right, you guys, let me ask you a serious question. Are you searching for love and companionship? I mean, for real, for real. Because if you are, look no further than ChristianFilipina.com. Christian Filipina provides a platform of safe and secure environment where you can connect with genuine individuals who are serious about finding love. Now, I'm not saying everything's going to be perfect, but it definitely makes it easier. Signing up is quick and easy. Simply create your profile and start your journey towards a beautiful partnership. I have a link in the description, you guys. Make sure to sign up for ChristianFilipina.com and let me know how it turns out, because I really want to know the success stories and maybe even the not so successful stories to know exactly what ChristianFilipina.com is all about. You, sir, have never been to Thailand. How dare you? How dare you?
I'm not really a world traveler. I'm not a big traveler here in the Philippines. I've only been to like 4 islands out of 7,000. I got started at an old age of 68 on my travels. But Thailand, it interests me in a way, but it seems like it's not something for me. Again, the language, I didn't know about the driving. I would have killed somebody by now. And it just hasn't been on my radar. I found everything I needed in the Philippines. Culture-wise, the people, and the economic status I can have here. People say, oh, on X amount of money you can live like a king. Well, I live like a king, and I don't have money. And you don't need much to be happy. Just like back home, if you only have $1,000 a month or $1,200 a month, that's what you have. You try and be as happy as you can. Here, you can be more happy on that small amount.
So I got to ask you guys, so what about healthcare? Because we know in America, at least I do, I'm from LA, the best nurses are usually from the Philippines. They're either from Africa or the Philippines. They're the best nurses, so I know the healthcare system must be great, especially if you're an expat. I heard the medical system is great. But how do you feel about the healthcare system here versus anywhere else, or America, whatever?
Thailand, all day. I flew to Thailand a year and a half ago with my wife for us both to get medical checkups. And it is state of the art. It's affordable. At the hospitals in Thailand, they spoke perfect English. The doctors are second to none. And in the Philippines, sorry Philippines, but the healthcare across the board is subpar. So that would be the negative. If I had a chronic illness or if I had a sudden accident, I do not feel as secure here in the Philippines as I did in Thailand. Thailand's got much better infrastructure, ambulances, receiving qualified doctors, staff on staff. Here you can come in to see a doctor and he's at another hospital. So you might lie in the hallway for 2 hours waiting for him to show up. And I actually had a conversation with a guy over coffee one time, and he asked me, he says, Paul, what if we had a heart attack right now? I said, we'd die. However, I had a heart attack once in the States, and within 6 minutes I was in the hospital, and within 16 minutes I was on the table, and before 30 minutes passed I had a stent. So there you have it. Hands down, Thailand for medical care.
Okay. But I'm going to ask you, Mr. Filipino man. So how long have you been here?
2 years, a little over 2 years.
And what made you decide, Philippines, out of all the places you could have chosen in the world, what made you decide to come here?
The women. Getting to see the girls, man.
Player.
I was played many times coming here. People talk about, online dating and, online relationships, sending money to girls, and supporting a girl. I did all that.
Tricking, can you say tricking?
Tricking?
There you go.
Tricking? Somebody once asked me, Mike, how did you learn how to send money to yourself here in the Philippines? Having money is great, but you need access to it. Well, I sent so much money to so many girls over here, I had the system down pat.
Western Union,
Western Union,
warrior.
Will Remit, any way you want. I could have sent it. PayPal, Gcash, I knew all the tricks on how to.
So you were a Western Union warrior.
Is that what you call it? I think I got the warning letter from Western Union that says you have been sending money to too many different people.
Stop.
Are they all family and friends? And I had to go, yes, I have a big family.
Mike's the only guy I know that before he showed up, he had a platinum card.
Let me ask you this. Guapo's a big, and I shout out to El Guapo on his channel, Beautiful Lives, man. He was so gracious to introduce me to you guys. You say the women, right? Because we all, come on you guys, let's keep it real. The women is what draws us in. What is it about Filipino women that's attractive to you?
Filipino women, on average, they're younger. This is a young country. The population, the average population is under 27, 25. It's very young. And the women, they're thin by nature. They're shorter. The classic example, somebody sent me a message once, said, Mike, I'm looking for a girl under 5 foot tall, long dark hair, and thin. I said, that's 80% of the population, female-wise. And they're very attractive women to look at, and they're very feminine. When I call them Walmart women. You know those women that go to Walmart in the morning and they got the baggy t-shirt with the spaghetti stain from the night before, and they got, you know, the sweatpants, the gray sweatpants with a stain in the back for some ungodly. No, women here, when they go to the store shopping, they get dressed up. Janet, just come down here and have coffee. She's got boots and heels, and May over there, she has a beautiful dress on, and they're both looking as nice as they can possibly look to go out. And this is every day. This isn't just to meet somebody. They just take care of themselves, and they're very feminine, and they like to look good. And it's good for the male ego that you're hanging out with a girl that's beautiful.
But how did you find that out? You only been here 2 years. How did you know this is going to be the destination for you?
All those scammers sent me their beautiful pictures.
Nighttime in Dumaguete, Philippines. You know me and Guap had to peep the scene like Sam Rothstein. They say Dumaguete's a sleepy college town. And of course, you can go to just about any city in the Philippines and find attractive karaoke singers. That's just what they do out here. Check out little mama on the left. Where'd she get that swag from? And then the waitress. Now you guys gotta remember, these aren't necessarily Filipinas. They're Visayas. Visayas have their own unique traditional dances, music, and arts, as well as seafaring. Even before the arrival of the Spanish colonizers, Visayan people were known for their prowess in boat building and maritime trade. This seafaring tradition is still evident today in the fishing and maritime industries in the region. Shout out to the Visayans, Negros Orientales. And you know you gotta take care of your face, right?
For all your fine needs, from your head down to your feet, put your mind and body at ease. Quit complaining, get your teas hanging. Facial skin, keep cleaning, we stay armed and dangerous. All soaps do the most, you looking rich and famous. You want a product, put in work, get your teas hanging. Clear up the spots that go berserk, get your teas hanging. Pick up a box and put you first, get your teas hanging. Trip all the spots and watch it work, get your teas hanging. Teas hanging, your skincare product endorsed and used by the Travel OG and Big Bass. Pick up yours today. Go to teeshangley.com and order yours. Your D.
Wait, hold on. Where you going? Where you going with your little kimono on? Wait, hold on there, Guapo. Let me see. That's my guy, but what you doing? Hold on, let me pause this pause. Okay, you about to get dark them big old legs? Oh, she got it already set up. Look, you got the towel. All right, dude, go on, do your thing, girl.
You cannot see?
Cannot see.
I believe big eye.
I got big eye, but I didn't see this. I didn't see you put the blankets out there. When'd you do that?
You cannot see me that?
Nah, I was watching El Guapo, man. He's getting down. He cooking over here. He cooking over here. I just seen you walk by in your little kimono dragon outfit. Oh, El about to take it off and get some. This is what you do when I'm playing golf, huh?
But today you not take all the but I think sun good, you know.
Yeah, the sun is good. Go on and get you some color, baby.
Good, the but is.
That vitamin D is good for you. Get some. You dig? Hey.
That's how I found out about the
I didn't
Philippines.
use Christian Filipina back then. You know, I was just random lookup,
Right.
and you know, all beautiful women, all young, all interested in me, and it caused me to enjoy them more and wanted to meet them in person.
So you were on a search and destroy mission in the Philippines.
Well, I don't know about this. At 68, how much destruction can you cause? Okay, but I was searching.
Searching.
I was searching.
There you
I
go.
was searching.
And he ended up with a beautiful wife, by the way. Shout out to you and your wife.
Thank you, thank you.
Paul,
Yo,
Mr. Thailand and Paul was referring to me a lot when he was talking to Guapo about the Philippines and Thailand. So now I gotta hit you up. I gotta put you on the spot, Paul. Thailand versus the Philippines.
Yeah.
Who has the more beautiful women?
boy, there's a split there, brother. I really can't answer it with the one or the other.
Ooh.
I'm going to tell you, and I'm not trying to be politically correct. I'm not trying to be like a politician. They are both drop dead gorgeous. And you know what they have in common is like their body frames are just so thin, and their hair, nothing more feminine than that long black beautiful hair, those almond eyes, the high cheekbones, full lips. I mean, it's Angelina Jolie, you know,
With a little slant to it.
all over the place,
Yeah.
man, with a tan.
Absolutely. All right, well, I got another for you, Paul. You're going to get out of this one.
Okay.
Thailand versus the Philippines.
Yeah.
Who has the better food?
Oh, Thailand. Oh, no question asked. No, my wife is Filipino. We went there, and she's like, "Can we move here?" I like the food. She said the rice tastes better there.
Wow.
And you know, that's the thing is I lived over there in 2005, and then I lived over there for another year from 2009 to 2010. I lost weight because I was eating from the street vendors, and I was walking, and they would cook it fresh in front of me. And no disrespect to the Philippines, but they've got 6 different plates that they know how to make, and it's everywhere. So the Filipino, you don't see a lot of Filipino restaurants, you know, opening up around the world.
It's the same menu. It's the same
Yeah,
menu, except
it is.
one with chicken, one with
Yeah.
pork.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's good though. I love chicken adobo. Don't get me wrong. When a person, because I always get, you know, Thailand, Philippines. There's 4 things: Thailand, Philippines, Colombia, Brazil. That's a Mount Rushmore of places. People want to retire. They want to move. They want to get out of the matrix. I call it Matrix America. They want to get out. They want to see different things. And a lot of them don't believe our lifestyle. Like they really don't believe that this is really happening.
Yeah.
It's really happening. Would you guys tell them it's really happening?
It's really happening.
For everyone that you see on YouTube, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of successful retired men here in the Philippines, living with their new partner, their new wife, their new girlfriend, and enjoying the heck out of life. They're down at the beach swimming, snorkeling, just staying at home and just enjoying themselves.
So you guys are my OGs. Like I'm his OG. I'm Guap's OG. I got 10 years on Guap. You guys have 10 years on me. So my question is, yeah, Guap said 12. You know what I mean? So my question for you guys is because my age difference for women, if it's not between 10 or 20 years, it's like, it doesn't even make sense to me. Like, I mean, no offense, shout out to the women in their 50s, but I want something at least 10 or 20 years younger than me. My girlfriend is 35, I'm 57. We have that gap where it keeps us young, right? So what do you think, Mike, is a great age to retire or to move to the Philippines?
Wow. Don't do like I did. Too late. I didn't get here till I was 68. And I'm having a great time. And you know, I'm just going to turn 70 here in a few months. And for whatever reason, you have to decide financially to support yourself and your lifestyle. But don't put it off until you're too old to enjoy going to the beach, going on a hike, checking out the waterfalls. You know, you get to be my age, there's no waterfall I want to go see anymore. Paul once said, with 1,000 steps down to the water, no thanks. You know, but if I'm 40 and I could get on that plane and come here for a couple months or 3 months here and work it, come here and enjoy and feel the culture, feel the country, so you can make a decision and prepare. Don't wait till you're 58 and say, okay, now I'm going to start saving for retirement. It won't work.
That is a fact. And I'm gonna shoot over to you, Paul.
Yeah.
I always say, like, I did an episode called Thailand versus the Philippines, part 1. This will be probably part of part 2. But I always say, if you want to have a great time, you want to have a beautiful woman, Thailand. But if you want a knockdown, 100% wife that's gonna be with you till the wheels fall off, I say the Philippines. So, what do you think in terms of marriage, in terms of a wife? What do you think what do you recommend, Thailand or the Philippines?
I would definitely recommend the Philippines. Yeah, like I said, there's just that 8% that I cannot close when I'm in the Philippines.
But that's from a religious aspect, right?
Well, that and also I think a cultural aspect. I think for some reason a foreigner there's a disconnect just because of culture.
So that's what leads me to my next question with you, sir. So you were the Western Union warrior. You had all types of different things. You ended up getting married. So you run the gamut, right?
Yeah.
So my question for you is, how do you know the real one from the Milli Vanilli? How do you know which one? Because they're all sweet in the beginning. Thank you, sir. How are you, sir? Nice to meet you, sir. You're very nice, sir. But how do you know? How do we tell people out there that want to find a Filipino wife How do we know the difference between a scammer and the real deal Holyfield? I'm gonna let you have that.
If I had the perfect answer, I'd have hit the lottery 6 or 7 times. But I'm going to, once you find a girl that you like spending time with, you know, in the beginning, just enjoy the company with somebody and make sure you like each other. Then get to meet her family. You know, the family has, you know, respect for each other, and you go there and there's not, you know, a wall full of empty Red Horse beer bottles and all the guys are staying home from work because they're not working. You might be stepping into something bad there. But if it's an honest, hardworking family that sticks together during the tough times, you're headed in the right direction. And she'll show you. She'll do certain things. And I'll go back to when the day I decided Janet was the girl for me. We were always talking every morning. She would say, "I'm going to work now, Mike. Are you okay?" And one day I had a headache and I just told her, "I don't feel well, I'm just staying home." Now here's a girl that only makes 5,000 pesos, $100 a month, 6 days a week, 10 hours a day. Comes knocking on the door, I'm going to take time off from work to come and take care of her. And this is before any commitment, any exchange of me buying anything for her or doing anything. She showed me physically that she had care for me, that if you were dating a girl back home, she would be telling you, "All right, call me when you're feeling better. We'll have drinks when you're feeling better. You know, yeah, I don't want to catch nothing." And, you know, they'll just blow you off. They'll do certain little things to make you feel that it's right. Even if you terminate the relationship for a short time and then rekindle it, you have to dig into that 50 years of experience you have with women to sense the right one. That they're not asking for money all the time. You know, nobody has problems every day. You know, today I'm out of gas, I need a new tire, you know, my shoes, I gotta replace my shoes. Then those are little red flags. But to find the right woman, she's gonna do little things to make you feel special. And dollar signs won't be coming up. I don't believe dollar signs will be an issue.
That's a great answer. Paul, you want to elaborate on that?
What was the question?
The question was, how do you know the difference between the right, like for instance, like your wife? How did you decide?
Okay.
What made her the choice? What made you decide she's the one?
Practice. So, and I don't mean a high body count. What I'm talking about is there are patterns that evolve. When I first got here, again, I'll repeat it what I said on El Guapo's channel. I wasn't here after the women. I was here for financial stability and peace. But eventually women started to play a factor into my life. So I would go and meet them in person, or I would see them on Facebook, or they would send me a friend request. And over time, in the beginning, of course, I was just like a deer in the headlights. There's a beautiful woman and she wants to meet me, and we believe what we want to believe. So when she would tell me who's ugly that I'm handsome, well, I'd believe it because I wanted to. You know, no one said that in 20 years.
Right.
So, hey, why didn't I come here a long time ago? You know, and so, but there is patterns to the scammers. There's patterns to the fakes. There's patterns. They will all ask. They will interrogate you, much like a woman in America. Actually, you talk about a list. Do you have this? Do you have that? What do you drive? Where do you live? What's your job? Are you single? Blah 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 blah. So you'll get all of that, and pretty soon it'll come down to it. For me, it was a very short period of time where I just said pass, swipe to the left, or whatever you want to call it. I'm not interested. And eventually I just gave up on that. And so I would meet people in person, and then, believe it or not, they would simply ask me in person those same questions. Where do you live? What did you do? They're feeling you out. You know what I mean? They're establishing your value, and how vulnerable are you? And they're taking it all, absorbing it all in. And then along comes somebody that doesn't have an agenda other than their romance, or they're looking for love, or they truly do find you attractive. And I have a saying out here, Mike knows it well because it's like my mantra, is to slow down. When guys get here, they are in hurry up mode. All of a sudden they're inundated, with all of this stuff. And hormones that haven't been activated in their old bodies are all of a sudden getting turned on again. And thoughts that they haven't had in years are becoming, re-energized. And you've got to be able to quell that and understand it and always base your decisions on reason, not emotion, and be able to walk yourself through it. And I had a question. Whenever I would meet a beautiful young lady, and her and I were spending some time together, and after 3 or 4 or 5 days of watching how she was, I guess I'll say, I would look at her and I would say, can I picture myself with her for the rest of my life? And until I met my wife, my now wife, the answer was no. And it was right then and there I said, it's time to stop. There's no point in me taking up her time when she could be with someone else. I'm wasting her time and mine because I'm not going to be part of her equation. So let's be fair to one another. And to this day, we're friends. Any woman that I met that I would say, you know what, you're a great person, but you're too young for me, or you're too this, or you're too that. When I met my wife, it was just, I looked at her after spending time with her, and I said, could I see myself with her until the day I die? And I said, yeah, I can. But it took me 2.5 years.
Hey, like you said, it's not a race. It's not a
No,
marathon.
brother.
Just take your time and figure it
No.
out. That's what I did because I feel like we're the prize. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we're going to take care of them better than they'll ever be taken care of, in my opinion. Maybe.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I'm saying.
No, you're not wrong.
It's
You're not
it's
wrong.
Give and take on both sides, and as long
You're
as
not
it's
wrong.
appreciated and not taken for granted,
Correct.
it's a beautiful thing. So, I'm not going to take up much more of you guys' time. I just have 2 more questions.
Sure.
My one question I'm going to ask, Mike, out of all the places in the Philippines, why Dumaguete?
Well, that's a good question. When I was back in the States, I watched YouTube, just like everybody's watching now. And all the entertaining bloggers that I enjoyed listening to, there was Bud Brown, there was Ned, Filipino Dreams, Paul himself. I listened to his channel. They made Dumaguete familiar to me. It was somewhere that I was familiar with, the Boulevard, McDonald's, different places they would go to. And when I was in Bohol, I sort of got lost there. My first 2 months I spent walking every day, 2.5 miles up a beach and then walking back twice a day. And I took a video of that once and I showed it to my friends back home. They go, Mike, you're in paradise. And I go, yeah, you're right. But how many times can you walk that beach before you're bored of it? You need something different. And when I came to visit Dumaguete, it felt like home. The prices were right, food-wise. It wasn't a tourist spot. It had residential areas. It had a little busy area. But it was a place I could feel that I could call home. It was like a small college town back in the States. But because of YouTube and being familiar with Dumaguete itself is what attracted me to come to Dumaguete. Not that it's better than somewhere in Leyte or Mindanao or Luzon, but it's what I was familiar with that I saw on TV, on social media. And that's why I chose Dumaguete.
Nice. Paul, why'd you choose Dumaguete?
Variety.
Really?
Yeah.
Variety in Dumaguete?
Uh-huh.
Okay, elaborate, sir.
I'll be happy to.
In the Philippines, they say, elaborate, sir. Can you elaborate, sir?
Thank you, sir. Variety. Yeah, I've been around the Philippines. I've traveled a little bit more than Mike has. And I've been to a few more countries, possibly. But if I was in America and I wanted to go to the beach, I would have to drive 2 hours to get to Zuma Beach. I lived in California. Same thing, if I wanted to do this, I want to do that, it was 2.5 hours on the freeway in one direction or the other. So out here, when I say variety, there's a variety of topography. There's actually a variety of weather, if you can believe that. Right now where we're sitting is 10 degrees hotter than where I live. and I live about 35, 40 minutes from here. Tops, that's during traffic. So Mike knows that because he lives up in the same direction. And so if I want to go home, I can live out in the province. I can live amongst nature, and that's a 20-minute drive. If I want to go to the beach, that's a 20-minute drive. If I want to have off-the-chart expensive meal, I can come here and have one. If I want to go spend $3 for some safe yet inexpensive Filipino food, I can have it. So I've got mountains, I've got oceans, I've got options as far as where to live, how to live, and if I want to come down and buy a $4 cup of coffee, I have that privilege. Okay. It's there.
Right.
And I like having options, and I like the variety. The people, that goes unstated. I mean, the people are perfect in the Philippines no matter where you go. They're just gentle, loving, awesome people. I mean, that's really what makes a city or a town.
We got the last question. We're at the end. You got to come in.
Everything good.
I
I will be here.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got it mixed up. Can you come here? So we're gonna end this off, okay? Because I want to make sure you guys know that this is. Are they in the shot, Guap? This, you guys, is what paradise looks like. These gentlemen have 30-year-plus gap relationships with women that love them, that take care of them. Age is not a factor, and they love each other. I want you and you to tell me your best story about how your woman took care of you, how she treated you, what made you fall in love with this woman. Who's going first? I know you guys gonna have some stories. Mike, you go first.
You know, everybody talks about, you know, gold diggers and, you know, they're just using you for your money. You're just an old fool. No fool like an old fool. And when I couldn't ride a motorcycle when I got there, a motorbike, scooter. But I bought one anyway. And the guy delivered it and sat in a parking spot for a month. And when I met Janet, I said, you have to teach me how to ride this. So we drove up to Valencia to the plaza, and Paul knows this place. Outside you can go and buy Filipino food, the barbecue chicken, the rice you eat with your hands. Janet paid for that. I didn't even know that. And then when you leave, the parking attendant, the guy that watches your motorbike and makes sure you don't steal your helmet, she tipped him. I didn't know these things. And then when I found out weeks later how much money she doesn't make, and I go, my God, she took it out of her own pocket to do this. You know, because her son was with us and she paid all three. And I said right there, a gold digger would say, give me 1,000 pesos, I'll pay for it. Or like in the movie Casino, yeah, I stopped at the roulette wheel on the way back and there's no change. You know, there were plenty of signs that were there for me to know Janet was the right girl for me. And I know she'll probably start crying. She always cries whenever we talk.
She's Filipino. Can she sing karaoke? I need a karaoke.
Oh my, they're great karaoke singers. But that's how I knew. And we spent almost every day since then, till today, together. And that's my story.
You can't make this get up. You can't make this get up. Paul?
Yeah.
You take it on home, man. We bringing it home.
All right, mine's multifaceted.
Okay.
All right. So I met my wife, now wife, and my girlfriend. And similar to Mike's story, I'll back up a little bit. When she told me her story, when she was 15 years old, she was sent off without an education to go to Manila to work for a Chinese lady and be a caretaker for 15 years. And she sent the majority of her money home to the family, so because they needed her income. And yet, so she's making 3,000 or 4,000 pesos a month?
Yeah.
Okay, 3,000 or 4,000 pesos a month. And yet, you know what she did? She saved money. She had this cute little bank book. And one day she came out after we got to know each other and she was feeling comfortable with me. And she showed me her little bank book. And over the 15 years that she worked, she had managed to save $600. And I looked at the deposits, and the deposits were 13 pesos, 12 pesos. I saw discipline, I saw structure, and I saw someone that was actually preparing for her future. She was getting her safety net set up. And similar to Mike, the first time May was leaving home that I couldn't drive her, when I say home, my apartment, I couldn't drive her. Something went wrong with my scooter. And I said, let me get you a trike. And so we got her a trike. And so I reached into my pocket to pay for the trike. She goes, I got money. I don't need your money. I came over here to see you. And it's not your fault. I just want to go home, but you don't have to pay for it. And then one little caveat on her little bank book was a month later or so, I was kidding around with her. And I said, hey, I'm out of money. Can I borrow some of that 600 you got? You know? And Filipinos don't get sarcasm. So she thought I was serious. And she goes, oh, I can't give it to you. I gave it to my sister. And I said, what did you give it to your sister for? And she said, well, her husband died. And I said, her husband died? She goes, yeah, the 600 is to pay for his funeral. And I said, well, why did you not come to me, number one, and tell me that your sister's husband died, and then let me know, and I could have helped you? And she said, baby, it's not your problem. It's my family, not yours. And you pretty much hear the opposite when you're talking to the proverbial gold diggers or scammers, that mom died, the goat died, this happened, that happened. She was the polar opposite of that. She said, I don't need your money, and I'm not going to bother you or burden you with my family's problems. And I want to focus on you and me. And that is the God's truth. That's when I knew I'd hit the gold rush.
Wow.
You know, man.
777s in the Philippines.
Yeah.
You understand me? You can't make
And
this
that's
stuff
true
up.
stuff, man.
It's true stuff. You can't make this up, man. This is real life. This is what life is in the Philippines. So the right people, see, I have a real issue with the wrong people coming to places like this, ruining the energy, ruining the vibe. For the right people, you will get the right woman and you will have the right life and the way to spend your life, enjoying it with no stress, none of that stuff. So with that being said, on the count of three, I want everyone to say theme music, okay? You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Theme music.
Hey!
Don't forget to subscribe for my channel.